If you're somebody who is feeling exhausted and nothing seems to be changing that, then this video is for you. Hi, I'm Natasha from Natasha Nidak Wellness. I'm a life coach and Reiki master who help women to heal their bodies and to become the most amazing versions of themselves by using mind, body, and soul work. I want to talk to you today about something that is near and dear to my heart, and that is feeling exhausted. So 2.5 years ago, if you don't know my story, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune condition called Hashimoto's thyroiditis. And one of my main symptoms was exhaustion. I was exhausted every single day, all day, and nothing that I was doing was helping. If you're somebody who feels me in that, then you have tried everything, right? You've tried adding caffeine, you've tried taking away caffeine, you've tried exercise, you've tried changing your nutrition, you've tried losing weight, you've tried more sleep, you've tried everything and it's not working. I get it. I was there too. When I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's, I decided that I wanted to heal my body naturally and go on a journey of self-healing. I didn't really know what that was going to entail, if I'm being completely honest, but I've learned so much over my past couple years, so about 2.5 years, about healing, about energy levels and how to increase them. And I want to share two things that have come up for me that have impacted my energy more than anything else, more than all those things that we talked about before. Caffeine, sleep, nutrition. Yes, they're all super important. And I think they're all a piece of the puzzle. But the two pieces that I was missing one, stress and the impact that stress has on our bodies. And I know we hear about stress and how we have to take care of our bodies and prioritize self-care, but we don't really understand that our bodies are constantly, so many of us, experiencing stress chronically all the time. We are constantly, we've been hearing this more and more often lately, and I think it's great. We're constantly in our sympathetic nervous system, which is our fight or flight, right? We're in fight or flight, freeze, fawn. You may have heard of them too. But we're constantly on alert is what that means. And our bodies are made to do that. It's actually a good thing. We should be on alert if something bad is about to happen, right? So back when we were hunters and gatherers, we had these somatic or sympathetic nervous system so that if a lion snuck up on us, we could run, right? It would alert us. We'd get scared and we would fight, or we would flight, we would kill it, or we would run, right? But nowadays, the world, the society we are in, our work, our schedules, everything, and how our lives are shaped, especially in the United States, especially in our society, has us in that mode all the time. And I didn't realize my body was there until somebody said to me, you're in fight or flight all the time. How do you know? If you are somebody, if you feel stressed, that's one person. If you're super anxious or restless, if you're always thinking, you can't stop thinking about things you have to do on your to-do list, you are probably somebody whose body can't get out of fight or flight. Okay. So getting out of fight or flight, getting into our parasympathetic nervous system, which is your rest and digest system, is so important. And prioritizing self-care, taking a bath a couple of times a week, reading a book that is good for you, that's not work focused, that like takes you to another world, getting outside in nature, finding things that you enjoy, that bring you joy, that get you out of that chaos, is so important. Okay, second thing. So I keep this video kind of short. The second thing that I learned that was really impacting my exhaustion was having stored emotions and stored trauma in my body. And I know that sounds weird because we don't really talk about it, but we all have stuff that has happened to us. Almost everybody has some sort of trauma they've experienced in their lives. We've all experienced emotions for sure. And when I say trauma, I think sometimes we think of something really horrific happening, but that everybody's different. So some people handle a trauma, a small trauma, well, and they just move about their day. But some people, they store that it impacts their nervous system and impacts their bodies. And so if you are somebody who isn't good about releasing emotions, because we're taught, especially if you're a man watching this, but a lot of women are taught too, we don't show emotions, or we're just busy. I'll deal with that later. I'm going to pack that in and I'll deal with it later. And then we never come back to it, right? And I actually was really, really bad about doing that, even though I've had the training, even though I'm a counselor, right? I was still bad about it. I would pack it in, I would let it go in there deep and not communicate and not release the emotions. And, communicating is a big way that we release emotions, but there are so many other ways to do that. And I'm not going to go into that in that video. Maybe I can do that another time. But releasing those emotions is so important, because when we don't, it impacts our energy centers in our body. So we have chakras in our bodies. And when our chakras are dealing with not just the physical area that they're located in, but also we have emotions tied to every chakra. And so if you're somebody who has had serious grief and loss, in your life, then your heart chakra is our unconditional love, but it deals with grief. It's blocked by grief, could be blocked. If you have physical pain, in an area of your body, there is typically an emotional tie to that pain. And so learning that for myself, so I have a thyroid condition, speaking your truth, communication, all of these things were things that I struggled with personally that was causing dis-ease within my physical body. So when I started to release that, when I started to take care of myself and prioritize my well-being and get rid of all that shit that was inside, for lack of a better way to put it, my energy levels have gone from 0, sleeping, feeling like I could sleep all day, every day, not get off the couch, to not actually drinking any caffeine, not having to have that afternoon cup of coffee or two to get through the day. I don't need any of that, because I have cleared out and I have brought my nervous system into a regulated state. I know this is a lot. So if you're somebody who's really curious and you would like to learn more about whether there's stress or trauma stored in your body, or you just like to dive into releasing it, I have 2 different ways that we can work together. One is in a Reiki session. Reiki is a great way to clear energy throughout your body, stuck energy that's in your body, to clear it out. It is a hands-on, in-person or virtual session. And it's a great starter place for me to say, these are areas that maybe you have some stuck energy, okay, or stuck emotions, and we can go from there. I also am a life coach. I'm a counselor by training. I'm a life coach here in the virtual space. And so if I know what that stuck energy is. I know I have trauma in my past. I know I know I'm stressed out and I need support in releasing all of that. I'd love to talk to you. So respond to this email with I'm interested about Reiki or life coaching. Just respond and let me know where you are and that you want more information. And I'd be more than happy to share that with you. I hope you have a fantastic day.